So we're finally going to take some time. We've taken some saddlebags off some bikes, and we always get asked, what's the airspace of this bag? What's the airspace of this bag? So in this video, we are going to do the airspace of the Indian saddlebags. We have the classic here, and we're going to do 3 different 2019 and newer saddlebags, and I'm going to explain how we're going to do this. We're going to get all the measurements and let you all know, so if you're building your own custom audio system with mid-bass, you have the information you need. Let's talk about how we are going to measure this, and it's super scientific. This is what I would say is the most accurate and best way to do it. You don't need a calculator, just need a cardboard box. And thank you to Cicada Audio for putting their CMB10 S4 Neos in a 12 by 12 by 15 box. So you're going to be asking yourself, and I was joking about this being the most scientific way. This is probably one of the easiest ways to do it. I already know we're going to get a bunch of flack for this. People are like, oh, that's not accurate. You need to put water in your saddlebags. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not filling my saddlebags full of water. If you're that worried about the accuracy of that, I mean, you can find another channel that's going to give you that information, because I'm not filling saddlebags full of water. So what we're doing is we have marked this cardboard box, if you guys can see it here, with 3-inch increments, because guess what? 12 by 12 by 3 inches is a quarter cubic foot, or 0.25 cubic feet. And as we can go on, 3, 6, 9, and 12, that's a cubic foot in quarter increments, all the way up to 1.25 cubes, which I can guarantee you now, none of these saddlebags will be that much. So what we're going to be doing is we have anti-static packing peanuts that we're going to pour into these saddlebags and pour them into here to give you guys what the airspace of that saddlebag is. Now I'm already going to get ahead of this question. People are going to be like, oh, this isn't accurate because packing peanuts, they don't fully sit and interlock with each other, filling every single void. I get that, and that's the point. Unless we're trying to compact them into this box or into the side of the saddlebag, guess what? The packing peanuts are naturally going to create little voids within themselves, and it's going to be pretty darn spot on. I'm not worried about a 0.01 cubic foot difference. This isn't, we don't build competition bikes. I don't care to build competition bikes. I'm giving you guys the information for your rider bikes. You're like, hey, if I seal my saddlebag like this one sitting right here, what's my airspace, so I know what woofer to put in it. It comes down to tuning. That's what this information is for. So we have 4 different saddlebags. The first one we're going to do is the OEM saddlebag with the lid off of it. We're going to fill it full of packing peanuts as it sits and dump it in here. And the reason for that is so that way we have the max airspace until it overflows of that saddlebag. Then we have a saddlebag that we have our Davidson Audio 8-inch lid in. We're going to leave the lid closed. We're going to fill it full of packing peanuts, and then we're going to pour it in here so you know, if you have an 8-inch lid, how much airspace do you have total? And then we have our saddlebags right here. This one and the last 2 are all from the 19 and newer body styles, so Indian Challenger saddlebags, you can call it. This one is sealed and ported, so we taped off the port on the inside. We're going to fill it full of packing peanuts. That will give you the airspace with displacement for the port and the topper already. You'll have to calculate your displacement for your woofer. And then, because I didn't want anybody left out that has the classic Indian bags, this will cover the entire spectrum. I do believe 14 all the way to 25 classic Indian saddlebags. So we're going to do the measurement of this as well. It will be filling this bag with the cavity right there to give us our airspace of without a lid. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and get my OEM bags off. We're going to fill them full of packing peanuts. I'll show it to you full. We'll dump it into the box, and then we'll let you know what that calculation is. And at the end of the video, we'll go over what the total cubic feet of each bag was, so that way you guys know the information that you've been asking for. We've got this saddlebag full of packing peanuts. As you can see, these are the pink anti-static packing peanuts that we used to ship all the time from Uline. Nothing special. We put them in here, you know, kind of rested them in there a little bit. Obviously, I don't need to show you putting packing peanuts in a saddlebag. So again, we've got our trusty cardboard box with 3-inch increments. This box is 1.25 cubic feet. So now what we're gonna do on video, so y'all don't think we're lying, we're gonna attempt to pour this in here. So if it gets all over the place, you guys will see that. Well, I don't want people thinking we're cheating them. So, what I would say right here, completely unsealed saddlebag, just filled up to here. If you look right here, we're 1 cubic foot, or we're so close to 1 cubic foot. I would call it darn near 1 cubic foot, 0.90, 0.95 cubic feet, whatever it is. We've got a couple scrap pieces in here that's not gonna make up for that little bit of airspace. So I would say we're darn near close to 1 cubic foot. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put this saddlebag back. I'm gonna pull the other saddlebag off with the 8-inch lids. So with that extra hump up, we'll probably be closer to 1.25 cubic feet. I had to take a ballpark. I don't know if that's really gonna net us a 1/4 cube for the lid, but we're gonna try that. So we'll be right back with that lid. Quick little audible. I figured I'd stay on the trend of open stock bags that have not been modified or with any lids on it. So this is the classic, again, 2014 to 2025. This is gonna be your classic series saddlebag. So they still make a Roadmaster Classic. We have filled this one up, and I can already tell you this one is slightly smaller than the newer bag. Like I said, we're not putting a ridiculous amount of pressure on it. As you can see, it's full. And let's see how this works out. Oh, we lost 1 packing peanut. All right, here's the super scientific. Where are we at? All right, so if you look here, we are just over the 9-inch mark, which is 0.75 cubic feet. You could probably call it 0.8, somewhere in there. I wasn't gonna go through and do every single inch increments for you guys. We're just trying to get a ballpark. So I would say this is somewhere like 0.75 to 0.85 cubic feet. That's the 2014 to 2025 classic Chieftain Roadmaster saddlebags. So now we are going to get the OEM lid or bag off of the 2019 to current Chieftain, Challenger, Roadmaster Pursuit bags, essentially a Challenger saddlebag with a Davidson Audio 8-inch lid. We've pulled the 8-inch speaker out of it, so we're going to fill it full, and then we'll dump it into this for y'all. Now we are on to our third saddlebag. As you can see, this is a paint protected up. We got our 8-inch lid right here, and as you can see, we have packed. There's no more room. We set it up on this end. You know, we were tapping on it. There's no port or anything at the bottom. It is a completely sealed bag. It is double clicked, our 8-inch lid. So now I'm going to carefully pour it into here, probably open it up to get the rest of it out. And we stacked it all the way up to that mounting surface. So wanted to see, give you all the best chance of what we'd be looking at airspace wise. Whoa, what was that? All right, there's something else in the saddlebag, so now it's in the in our box. Oh, we got more in here, ladies and gentlemen. I think my prediction is going to be pretty darn accurate. So now let's. Oh, we even got it from the tether mount strap. Yeah, packing peanuts everywhere up in this place. All right. Finally, dug everything out of the saddlebag. We had packing peanuts. Don't want to cheat you guys at 1 packing peanut. So, our cardboard box says, I think we're like, so right there you can see our 1.5 is up here. So, I mean, we're like 1.125 cubic feet, cubic foot and an eighth. If that's what you want to call it. I mean, I know people could argue, be like, oh, you're so close. So we're just shy, we're just over 1 cubic foot. So The lid added like 1/8 of a cubic foot in there. So yeah, we weren't looking for like a ridiculous amount, but we did want to see. So now our last one that we are going to do is our sealed imported bag. Again, paint taped off inside of there. So now we're going to get these bags shifted around, get that one filled up, and give you all that measurement next. So we finally got this stuffed full. I'm already going to warn you, this, I'm not sure exactly how 100% accurate this is going to be, is because as you can see, we've got our port right here. So trying to stuff everything in there around the port was super, super difficult. So we're gonna get this in here, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of a grace because I don't know as if we're all the way back here. What we'll do is we'll take the air compressor and try to blow it in here to get them out. So we're gonna dump this real quick because we have a customer here that wants to hear this bike. So let's see. Whoa. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. Whose idea was it to make this video? All for YouTube. All for you guys. All right, let's hope that doesn't fall. We're gonna try something. So we're just gonna keep on rolling this real quick. All right, we're gonna see what happens. So let's see. Oh, I don't think we need to do it, dude. We're already at 3 cubes. We're good, dude. Who needs aftermarket bags? Oh, sounds like a popcorn machine. Now, let's, oh, there's our tape from our port. So now what we're going to do, oh, there's still packing peanuts up in here. Let's see something. And then I didn't want to hear it. All right, I think we've given this one a valiant attempt. I don't know as if here, we'll just. All right, so right here, as you can see, we're at exactly half a cubic foot, which is what we were guesstimating this bag to be. I would kind of give it just maybe a slight bit more. Now this is displacement with a port in the bag already. Let me get a flashlight real quick so we can show you guys that. So right here, if you can see inside the bag, so right there you can see our port. We've got a total of like 8 or almost 11 inches total in that port. It's a 2-piece 3D printed one, so we taped over that port. And as you can see, this bag is completely sealed. And we have also added 3 layers of fiberglass on every single wall. So the displacement we've already accounted for is the topper, the braces, the wiring, and the port. So the only other displacement you've got to account for at this point is, that's what happens when you've got a super tight fit. So. Anyways, as you can see, topper's in there, everything's in there. You're only accounting for the woofer at this point. So like I said, I would give it just a little bit over, or maybe right at half cube. So now you gotta take your displacement of your woofer into that consideration. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up real quick. We've got a customer here who wants some demos, but I wanted to get this video out to y'all. I know this is not the most scientific method out there. It's pretty dang close. Yes, if we were to fill the saddlebag full of water, pour it out into a bucket, measure it that way, it'd be more accurate, but at the end of the day, I don't know if we're really that worried about it. We're not worried about the tenth of a cubic foot, or that far into, especially for rider bikes. The next step for this to get even further advanced, we put this in here, see the tuning frequency of the bags with the CMB10 Neo versus the CMB10 Ferrite versus other woofers on the market, to see what these bags are tuned with. Then you can play with ports. There's a whole bunch more that goes into it. I'm simply trying to show you what the cubic feet of these bags are. So pause and jump to the actual workbench where I'm going to write all this out and give you the cubic feet of them once again, and then we'll wrap this video up. All right, as promised, I told you I'd take a minute, and I just want to go over all the numbers, and I kind of want to just go over this whole video real fast, and then it's getting wrapped up. So real fast, let's go over these numbers once again. So the Indian Classic Saddlebags, this is the 2014 all up to 2025. Yes, Indian is still making the classic body style Roadmasters, and the saddlebags are so close in that airspace and everything that I'm just going to kind of lump them all in there until we get one in here and verify yes or no. And again, that was where we were right on that fence of the 3/4 cubic feet, the 0.75. That's where I said it's like, hey, it could be 0.75 to 0.85 in that range. And again, I'm not doing this test to be the most scientific, exact, perfect. Like I said in this video, I'm not filling my saddlebags full of water. I'm not that concerned about it. The 2019 saddlebags, which is going to be the Indian Challenger saddlebags, easiest way to depict them, that was 1 cubic foot. And remember, that was with no lid on it, just straight across. So you would net a little bit more with that, but that's where the next test of us with our 8-inch lid comes into play, because we were actually at the 1.125 cubic feet is what I would call it. That's a cubic foot and an eighth. That's about where I'm going to say that's at. And I'm going to tell you right now, putting an 8-inch speaker in there, like the Cicada Audio CM 8.4X, their carbon fiber mid-bass 8, or a Hertz 200L, their paper treated cone ferrite magnet 8, both of those speakers sound phenomenal in those bags. We actually have a Chieftain here, that one that we did with the bags, that we are wrapping up, and it sounds so darn good. I can't wait for you to hear that bike. And that's one of our preferred rider bike setups, which is what we primarily build here. And in the video I said I don't care to build competition bikes. There's reasons for that. I'm not saying that we would not for somebody, or we would not help them tune the bike. It's just, I didn't start this business to build competition builds, and nothing against companies that do. So please don't twist that into me saying heck with competition bikes. I'm just saying that's not our focus here at Davidson Audio. We are focused on rider bikes and pushing the Indian market forward. Even though I'm sitting on a 24 Road Glide, that's future videos as well. Davidson Audio thrives in the complicated bikes and situations. And the last one is our 2019 Indian Chieftain, which is the same as the Challenger saddlebags. That's where we get the 19 and current saddlebags from. That bag, sealed and ported with the extra fiberglass, came in at 0.5 cubic feet. And again, I'd probably give it a smidge over, because I'm not 100% sure if we could get back in that corner and pack it all the way in, because our bags, we took them and we completely fiberglassed every single wall to include the floor. So our entire saddlebag has an extra 3 layers of fiberglass on every exterior wall to include the bottom. We have our port in there. We have the braces, the Nagy topper, which the Nagy topper, we also put 2 more layers of glass between that hinge side of it from there down, and Cabasil the top of that, and we have the 10-gauge speaker wire with interior Tessa tape on it. So we've already accounted for all of that, minus the woofer. So I'd be as bold to say is we're probably darn near half a cubic foot with the woofer in there, but I'm not 100% sure. So you're probably talking with woofer displacement and all of that, like probably 0.45 to half a cube. Because like I said, we couldn't get everything in there. And again, I'm not filling my bags full of water. So I'm hoping all this information helps. I'm hoping it helps you all in your system designs with these bags. And again, in future videos, we're going to dive way more deep into it. We're going to show you the tuning frequency of ours. We'll show you our 3D two-piece printed ports. But I've rattled on long enough. So I'm going to send you back to the other Brandon from the past. Let him wrap this video up, and we'll see you on the next one. There you go. That's all the information on each of these bags, the cubic feet of them. Again, we did 3 bags for the 2019 to current bikes. That's the Challenger style saddlebags, the new body style. 1 completely no lid, just filled up to that part. 1 with an 8-inch lid attached to it, that airspace. 1 sealed and ported, so that displacement's already done. And then 1 for the classic, the 2014 to current classic saddlebags found on your Chieftain and Roadmasters, to give you all the information you need for your audio build, so that way you all are building these bikes correctly. You're getting the proper airspace and design. We're going to do a whole series on system design after this, and then dive into tuning. There's so many videos we have coming up. This is just one of the keys to that. So I hope this was informative. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please drop them. And even if you want to disagree with me, you want to bash me for using packing peanuts in a cardboard box, that's fine. Leave that comment there and tell me how wrong I am for doing it. I appreciate the feedback, positive or negative. So I'm Brandon with Davidson Audio. If you're looking for the best aftermarket audio solution for your Indians, Harleys, especially the 23.5, any Harley, we do those. Motorcycles, period. Come check us out. Beautiful Panama City, Florida. We'd love to have you guys here, even if it's just for an audio demo, an audio system, to buy something, or just come say hi. Come see us. We'd love to see you. Y'all have a great day. God bless all of you, and ride safely.